Smooth, sinuous curves create shadowy impressions of creatures that have vanished forever. With their larger-than-life scale, these sculptures create a solid presence out of absence, stirring awareness of species that exist now only in memory: the passenger pigeon, the Carolina parakeet, the heath hen, the great auk, and the Labrador duck. The artist wants us to feel the irreversible absence of these birds and be moved by their stories of extinction.
When I first came across these stories, I hadn't heard of these birds. I didn't know of the Carolina parakeet. When I read the German immigrant's letter about a leafless tree in Minnesota covered in Carolina parakeets and conjuring a memory of a Christmas tree from the old country, I just thought, how could this be a story that I don't know? And then also the stories of the slaughter are so appalling and such a kind of clear example of waste and greed.
This is the Lost Bird Project, an exhibit that has consumed artist Todd McGrain for 5 years. He is fascinated by visions of the past. Passenger pigeons so numerous that migrating flocks eclipsed the sun for days. Male heath hens courted their mates with spectacular displays, and colorful Carolina parakeets gossiped in the treetops. The elegant Labrador duck sifted coastal waters for mollusks, while the clumsy and flightless great auk turned into a rocket in the water.
The great auk is an incredible bird. One, I think, of all the birds, it's the bird I would most like to see. I just think it must have been something else to see it flying through the water at such speed.
Before creating his sculptures, McGrain studied museum specimens, written descriptions, and artwork. He made small clay models to fine-tune shapes and positions true to the bird, but also reminiscent of gestures we humans might find familiar. The final sculptures were cast in bronze, the largest castings McGrain has ever done. The birds weigh from 400 to 700 pounds each and stand 6 feet tall.
And then the surface had to be a kind of surface that really asked for touch. Touch is a very direct way to bring something close, to make the thing present. So while the birds are gone, touching the memorials at least gives us something to hold on to. Keeping the lost present was part of the entire process from beginning to end.
The exhibit includes stark paintings of each species along with its story of extinction. Visitors to the exhibit opening in the Cornell Lab of Ornithology Observatory got the message.
The drama of the sculpture is something positive and uplifting, and the commemoration of the death of a species is something sad, and the two feelings are entwined.
Thank goodness for somebody like Todd who is going to preserve the images of these birds forever because they're gone in the real world.
I would like to know that everyone that leaves this exhibit knows something of the story of the decline of these birds and knows that in fact it was the result of us, that we caused these extinctions, that in fact these birds were driven to extinction, and that it didn't have to happen. Preventing a kind of absent-mindedness when it comes to extinction is ultimately what I'm hoping to do.